Welcome back to Love Daniella episode 14. Let's start off our episode remembering highs and lows. My high, I just went to LA. It was such a short little trip, but I got to meet my whole management that runs my social media and all the girls that are managed by them. I had literally the best time ever. I am so in love with all of them. So that was definitely my high. And my low is being so out of my routine. I really wanted to stick to a routine in these last few months of the year, but I have been traveling people in town back to back to back, which I'm having the best time ever, but my routine is so out of whack. So I just went to LA. I go to Nashville. By the time you're watching this, I will be in Nashville, but I go to Nashville tomorrow, and I'm so excited. I'm going to the CMAs. My boyfriend's, one of his music videos got nominated for a CMA, which I'm so proud of him for. It's a Post Malone video. And so I think it's just going to be so fun. And I will be vlogging the whole experience on TikTok. I feel like I can't do, maybe we'll try, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do a actual vlog on my camera, like one on YouTube, but I definitely will be like vlogging my experiences and getting ready and all of that. So I'm very excited for that, but I'm so out of whack because I've literally been back for, I think this is the third day, and then I leave tomorrow. So it's definitely, I feel like sometimes I'm like, I'm not built for this. Like, I am such a homebody, but I'm trying to let go of control and just do the best that I can when I'm having busy months like this, because obviously my goal is to be busy, travel, and do all the things. So I'm just learning. I'm learning and adjusting, but that's definitely my low. And today's episode is going to be all about individuality. And I have been thinking about this a lot lately. I think individuality is so important, and to develop a sense of self, of what you like, what you don't like. And it doesn't have anything to do with what other people think you should be doing. It's literally how you feel to your core. I think that is so important. Stop listening to all the noise and listen to what's inside. It's good to be comfortable with yourself. And I think a lot of people that don't have individuality crave always being around people because they've really never sat with themselves. It's good to sit with yourself and figure out what your interests are that have nothing to do with other people. So I feel like I have been like this since I was younger. I don't know if it's something my mom taught me. I don't know if I never know if things are how your childhood was or if it's just in your DNA kind of. But I have always craved individuality, and I never knew what that was when I was younger. I just knew that I hated when people had the same things as me. And I know this is like the superficial individuality, but like as soon as I had a catchphrase, like I would come up with something that was funny for me, and then my friends would start saying the same thing. I was like, wait, I don't like this. And I would have deep, long talks with my mom because in my head, I was just like, they're copying me. And I struggled with that a lot. As soon as something became trending, so let's say a bag that I got that I've never seen anyone wear at school. And then all of a sudden this bag everyone had, whether it was trending because of, another person wore it or whatever, I wouldn't want to wear the bag anymore and I would want to find something else. I was the same way with artists. My favorite like indie artists that I felt like were very underground that no one knew about, and I would go to their like very small concerts. Obviously, you love to see an artist do well and be successful because they want to be successful in that field, and obviously you love them so much and you're like, wow, now the world sees it. But something about having an artist that like is just for you and none of your friends know about them and you kind of put people on is such a great feeling. And I think I used to do that. I used to sift through Spotify and find these small indie artists and go to their small little local shows that cost $10. And as soon as they blew up, I kind of felt like, well, I don't like this anymore. This is trending. Everyone knows them. Everyone listens to them now. It's not as special. And so I think that individuality can kind of be a double-edged sword. So finding a good sense of self, but not being so wrapped up in you can only like this thing if no one else likes it. You're allowed to like things that are trending. You're allowed to like things that no one else likes. I think finding that balance, obviously, I still struggle with that. I think it's so weird because obviously I do social media full time. I'm an influencer. My job is to influence people, but something about influencing strangers, like showing my favorite things, I am not a gatekeeper online. If someone's like, where is that bag from? And I spent years trying to hunt down this specific bag, I will tell the girlies. I am not like that, but for some reason, when it comes to people I know in person, I feel like I'm being robbed of my personality. Like, I feel like I am like, no, that's my thing. I like that. You don't like that. I like that. And it's a thing that I have been working through since I was a child. And I think that I've gotten a lot better because obviously we're always taking inspiration from the people around us. There's going to be people around you that you're like, I love their style, and you're going to pick things from their style. Or if you love their music taste, you're going to pick things from their music. But I think when it comes to, there's certain people that lack a sense of self, and those types of people usually cling on to the very confident people that know who they are. Because if you don't know who you are and you see someone, wow, they really know who they are as a person, they know what they like, they know what they don't like, it's easy for those types of people to kind of subconsciously do the things that you do, like the things that you like, because they see it's working for you. Because as we've talked about on the podcast before, my whole podcast about magnetic energy, if you have magnetic energy, people are attracted to that. Friends are attracted to that, and they see, wow, people really cling on to this person and they like them when they come into a room. And so what are they going to do? They're going to copy you. And sometimes it's not in a way where I feel like people even know they're doing it, but I have struggled with that. I have had friends in my life that don't really know who they are, and they start doing all the things that I do. And I think that's where I really struggle, is if it's a few things, yes, we all kind of grab inspo, but if someone is walking, talking, looking like you, it starts feeling like they're trying to be you. And that's where I struggle, because I love being an individual. I love liking things that no one else likes. I love being my own person. And as soon as I feel like someone is doing that, I am like, nope, let's get out of here. I struggle with that really bad. And that's something that I have been trying to work towards, because no one likes a gatekeeper. No one likes a gatekeeper. No one likes to feel like your friend is keeping things from you because they don't want you to know things. So it is something that I try to work towards, because I feel like it's like a harmless thing. Someone looking at you and thinking that you're special and that you're cool and they want to be like you should be flattering. It shouldn't be a negative thing. And so that is something that I'm constantly trying to work towards. But I know a lot of people are like this, especially people that try to find things that not everyone has. And so I feel like there's a lot of girls that get it. They get the feeling of absolutely hating when people copy you, but try to focus it that people are attracted to whatever you're doing. Whatever you're doing is working. Okay, so that's like individuality, especially talking about copying. I think they kind of go hand in hand sometimes when someone has very strong individuality, but I think individuality is very important in romantic relationships. A lot of people lose that when they get into a relationship, because they kind of just want to do what their partner does, and it feels like you can kind of get reliant on that person, like, oh, I'm not going to do things alone, because why would I do them alone if I could do them with my partner? But it is very important to keep that in a relationship and keep the things that you like and have things that you do outside of your relationship. Have friends that you hang out with outside of your relationship. I know we've all had a friend that literally never comes around unless they can bring their boyfriend, and then you're like, I just want girl time, or I just want one-on-one time to catch up. I don't want your boyfriend there. So still be an individual when you're in a relationship, as hard as it can be, because I know if you are smitten with someone and you are in love with someone, them being there makes everything better. It makes you feel more comfortable. It just makes it makes the time better. So I understand that, but try and create space for you to be your own sense of self. I think that goes hand in hand in friendships. A lot of the time you get a best friend and you do everything together, and you never want to be reliant on a person. Yes, it's great to have friendships. It's great to have romantic partners. It's great to have connection, but it is not good to lose yourself in relationships, and you want to be able to function without that person. You want to be able to do things without that person. So it is great to have a best friend, but also having things outside of them is good. I think it's healthy to have other friends outside of your friendships. I think it's healthy to have other things. And I know it's hard, especially when you find your favorite people, to do things alone or to do things without them. But I think that that is a very important thing, because I have had some friends that they do everything with a certain friend, and then let's say they have a friendship breakup and they have a falling out, and then they don't know what to do with themselves because they were so reliant on this person to do anything with that now they're alone. They never do anything. So I think it is very healthy to do that in friendships and relationships. I think the main thing with that is confidence. Being confident in who you are is something that is so powerful. To know who you are. When people question you, you love yourself to your core. Confidence can be misconstrued, and I feel like it can be in a shallow way. And confidence doesn't have to be shallow. Loving who you are to your core, loving your interests, loving the way that you have compassion and empathy. Find the things that you love about yourself that aren't physical. I feel like a lot of the time when it comes to affirmations, yes, obviously you want to be confident in how you present yourself, but once you find that confidence in the way that you move, in the way that you treat people, in the way that you are as a friend, as a partner, finding that type of confidence is lethal. It is lethal. Because looks come and go. Looks can only get you so far, but if you love your heart and your soul, that is where true confidence comes from. Also, to mention, I know a lot of people have this thing with individuality where we feel like there's no community anymore, but I don't think there has to be one or the other. You can still have a solid sense of self, but still root for others and have a sense of community. I know a lot of people think that individuality can be selfish, or it can be just you focusing on yourself and not caring about what other people are doing and kind of taking, but that is not what individuality means to me. It means finding that confidence within, and you can still have a sense of community with others and looking out for others and have loyalty and still be your own person. Now let's talk about things that make me feel like my own person. So this is just going to be off the top of my head because I didn't write any of this down. So let's talk about things that make me feel like an individual. So I feel the most confident when I find a style that's not a trendy thing. I know a lot of us fall into trends, but finding what makes you genuinely feel good on the outside as well. When I find a style that I'm like, wow, like this isn't just a trendy top, this is something that makes me feel good and it's cool and it's different. I just like feeling like I have something different. And so style is a big thing. I think thrifting for me has been such a fun thing because I feel like I have unique pieces that not everyone has. I feel the same way with decorating in my apartment because I thrift a lot of my pieces and it feels so fun and so cool that it's not just a trendy thing that everyone has. And I think at this day and age with TikTok and social media, it's so easy to feel like, well, that person has this $300 something, so I need that because that's a trendy thing that everyone has. It's so easy to fall into that. So I think financially, it can even be better to find things that not everyone has, to thrift things, to find your own individual style, because it's easy to go to that fast fashion and get what everyone else has. But I think finding your own style is very easy when you're thrifting because it's not a piece that everyone else is going to have. It's something that hopefully you genuinely like. So thrifting has been a main thing that makes me feel like an individual. Finding activities that I genuinely like, that I'm not doing just for others. So for me, I love coloring. I love having something artistic. I feel like a lot of the time I don't tap into that. So I like having a creative something to do, and that just makes me feel good. I'm not doing it for someone else. I'm not doing an activity just because someone else likes it, so I feel like I should. It's something that I do by myself that makes me feel good. You have to find the things that genuinely make you feel good and sit with yourself and see what you like. See what type of music you like. I know a lot of the time we only listen to music when we're around people, so it's hard to figure out what you like. So finding new playlists and figuring out what genuinely makes you feel good. The types of songs that literally give you chills, that like you feel to your core, because not everyone has that same thing. Like there's certain songs where I'm like, that gives me the same feeling every time I listen to it, and then I'll show it to my boyfriend or a friend and they're like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but like, love that for you. And I think it's good to find those things. It's like finding little hidden pockets that you don't know about yourself. And I feel like it's just so fun. Growing as an individual is kind of unlocking those things. I think just learn about things and see what sticks. I've been learning about politics. I've been learning about different religions. I'm not even a religious person, but just learning what aligns with you. I've never felt like I had to be put in a box. There's things in different religions, in different things that I pick, and I'm like, this feels good to me. This aligns with who I am as a person. Not the entire thing as a whole, but this specific thing. I think it is really important to find beauty in everything. And so just because I'm not Christian doesn't mean I can't find beautiful things in Christianity. Just because I'm not Buddhist doesn't mean I can't find beautiful things in Buddhism. I think there is such a powerful thing with not feeling like you have to fit into a mold just because society tells you to. Unlocking those things and not being ashamed of what your views are and who you are as a person comes with so much confidence, because you're finally learning who you are as a person. I feel like this episode kind of went all over the place. I was just rambling. I don't know what I was talking about, but sometimes those are the best episodes. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I have so much to do today because I leave for Nashville tomorrow. So I am packing and doing all the things, but I love you guys so much. I don't know if we're going to do an episode next week because next week is the week of Thanksgiving. So maybe there'll be an episode, maybe there'll be a vlog, who knows? But if I'm not back next week, I'll see you the week after. I love you guys so, so much. Everything is linked down below. I have an advice column. If you want to tell me a story or get advice on anything, it's all anonymous. Definitely submit it down below. All my links are down below, my socials. So go follow all of that. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next Tuesday.